This is Anthony with True Diamond Heart, continuing our video series on divine healing. This all kind of started with surrender, going into mindfulness, going into not taking yourself personally, and we ended up speaking about responsibility. Now, a tremendous block to healing is the projection of reactivity and the projection of blame, really. It's blame. I blame her, or I blame this, or I blame that for how I feel now. I blame what's going to happen for where I am now. Projection. The mindfulness that we've been speaking of and the surrender, they require us to be practicing and increasingly learning to live into a state of awareness of our thoughts and feelings without explaining them, without judging them, without negating them or pushing them down, and without projecting them. Now, it's the projection that brought us into the idea of responsibility. We are very quick to, as we've learned, been programmed, conditioned, and taught to blame circumstances, others, people, and events for why it is we are suffering. And let's be honest, tremendous amount of my suffering was caused by other people behaving in ways that were less than fully conscious. Now, here I am, an adult. As much as it is true that they are, now blame and responsibility are diametrically opposed. They are absolute opposites. Blame is like a scar. It's a thing here, it will never go away. It's written in the book of life. You go up to heaven or hell or wherever it is you go, and it's written there, and you're to blame, you're done. You're toast. You can't ever do anything about it but say, oh, please forgive me, I'm bad. Responsibility is what we do. Why would we change how we treat ourselves as adults? Why would we treat ourselves so much less compassionately? When the child writes her name incorrectly 350 times, if we have any sense of our responsibility and our ability to be adult about the situation and compassionate, we say, let's do it 351 times, my love. Okay, let's go to sleep. We'll do it tomorrow. You're making a mistake. It's hard for you. I get it. Well, it's easy for her. Yeah, I know it's easy for her, but you skip really, really well. You're able to bounce that ball phenomenally, and she has a hard time. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, my love. It's okay. We'll get it. Why is it different for you? You did that thing. I understand. You may have caused tremendous suffering. She may have caused tremendous suffering. He may have caused tremendous suffering in your life. I get it. But it's all error. Error means you have the capacity to grow and transcend and evolve. Past that, it's not determinative. It's not written in stone. It's simply a learning process. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Responsibility is the understanding that everything that happens here, no matter what she did or he did, now we're talking emotionally and psychologically, she did something terrible to me, he did something terrible to me. Yes, they are responsible for that. What's happening here is a reverberation as my present experience due to what they did. The simple physical reality is it's my responsibility, meaning it's happening here, and here is where it will be healed. There is nothing but more pain, suffering, and moving further away from healing from my holding it and blaming that person, or even saying they're responsible. They may be responsible. If it's a simple acknowledgement of fact, they purposely tripped me. Fact done. They are responsible. They should not have done that. We're done. Even the judgment, they shouldn't have done it. They're the ones who are ill to the point of doing something like that. They need to heal themselves. May they be healed. And in my healing, will I share that healing with them to the extent it's safe for me, and they accept it. However, the tripping and the humiliation, perhaps the knee, the skin knee, and whatever it is that's here, is mine now. I don't want to live with that more than I need to. Therefore, I take the responsibility of understanding that all of the emotions, everything that's happening, caused by that, is here, and I am able to transcend it with mindfulness and meditation and responsibility. It's mine. Doesn't matter where it came from. It's mine. responsibility. Phenomenal power in taking responsibility, confusing it with blame, and it's become an instrument of illness, of confusion. Never blame. Responsibility is the simple acknowledgement that I am able to work with it. It is in my kingdom or queendom, and I determine how that unfolds and evolves. The trauma does not determine it unless it's a blame, and I don't take responsibility for the fact that it's here. Fact that it's here. The trauma is here. As I acknowledge and accept and take responsibility for this trauma and be mindful, meditative, the healing will happen in and of itself. Responsibility, phenomenal.